Hey guys, Mackay here with Ironside Ranch, and today we're going to talk about this ruling with OSHA. Now, this is not a political channel. We don't talk politics on here, and we really just try to stay mostly farm and ranching, but this has got me pretty pissed off, and this is going to affect everybody. OSHA has arbitrarily decided that they are responsible for your individual health. Now, they are responsible for the health and safety at the job site. That's in the name of OSHA, but they are deciding that you are too stupid to make the decisions for yourself, and that they are now responsible. Now, whether you are vaccinated or not, whether you believe in the vaccines or not, is really not the issue here. The issue is the arbitrary overreach by the government through a entity that is not elected, and who is basically a bureaucrat that answers to the president loosely, but the president is a changing office, so not exactly who we want to decide our health issues. So OSHA now deciding that they can invoke rights into your individual health care for the safety of the company and for the safety of the people around you is now opens up a precedence to limitless possibilities for them. So let's talk about this. They can now decide that a pregnancy is an OSHA right to determine whether that pregnancy should be carried to term or not, simply because the pregnancy could cause an undue hardship on other employees, right? Precedence is there. They now get to be involved in your individual healthcare choices. And since the left does not believe that a baby or that a fetus is baby, that is a very easy thing for them to decide that, hey, we can terminate this pregnancy because it's an undue hardship on your employees. Now, that may not mean much to you if you're not a kid person, and if you don't believe that that fetus is a living person, it may not matter to you. But let's talk about something that may strike a little bit closer to home. Let's talk about nicotine, alcohol, marijuana use. And now most people agree that that's not appropriate at the job site, and that's not really in discussion here. But they can decide that the health effects of that now produce an undue hardship on your employees, and they get to control that whether you're at work or not. And that's also a problem. So we've set the precedence for OSHA to be involved in our healthcare. We never said in there how much they get to be involved. They get to decide that now, and that's where the danger in this lies. An unelected official now gets to decide about your individual health care because they get to pose it under the guise of undue hardship and safety of other people at the workplace. And we have currently not set a limit on this. So if you don't believe that could possibly happen, well, let's look at the facts of it. The facts are that a lot of those people do not believe that fetus is a living thing, and so terminating the pregnancy or killing the fetus is not really a big deal to a lot of people. And I realize that not everybody takes their abortion choice lightly, so we're not going to get on the abortion subject. But but some of those people do feel that it's not particularly a big deal, and so it's not very hard for them to say that yes, we are going to regulate this. The other thing that's not hard for them to say is it's not hard for them to say that secondhand smoke, drinking and driving, being high while driving, intoxication of some substance while driving, those create many thousands of deaths every year, and that creates an undue hardship and is a safety to other people in the workforce, and so they can very easily make themselves the arbiter of that as well. So there are a lot of things that they can now do with this ruling that they could not do before, and obviously they don't have the Constitution behind them on this, and they don't have the right to do this. There's an argument to be made that maybe the legislature does have the right, but certainly not an unelected official whose only goal is to regulate health and safety on the workplace. And there's a whole separate argument about whether those regulatory officials really have the ability to fine you or not constitutionally. That's a different discussion. The bottom line here is they absolutely do not have the authority to do this. Everybody, whether you believe in the vaccines or not, whether you think that morally they should be vaccinated to work there or not, is not the issue, because you don't want the federal government telling you how to do this. Now, let's swing this just a little bit. Right now, you're going to say that, well, Biden is an elected official and he's in charge of OSHA effectively. Well, he is and he isn't, because yes, he gets to be over the top of it, but OSHA, largely, he's not involved with everyday processes there, and so OSHA largely gets to make up their own rules on how they operate. But the other thing to consider on this is, let's say you're 100% right, and let's say that Biden is 100%, or the office of the president is 100% responsible for OSHA. Now, next time President Trump or some other Republican that you hate gets elected, you now have them in charge of that same healthcare choice for you. And they get to make those same decisions. So you're setting the precedent for a Republican to be in charge of that for you, who does not want that. Do you want Donald Trump being in charge of your individual healthcare choices? Personally, I don't want any federal entity being in charge of my individual healthcare choices. Those are my decisions, and I live in a free country, and I want to keep that. But you need to make the decision about whether you want that for yourself and whether you want the other party doing it, because the Democrats are not going to run the show forever. Just as when the Republicans had it, they did not run the show forever. We need to remember to work on both sides of the aisle and cross over and come to reasonable compromises on things. There are certain things that each party is beyond compromising for anymore, but this is certainly not one where we need to be arbitrarily bringing it to people that are not willing to compromise because they don't have to, because they're not elected. They get to do it however they want. And that's a problem. So you do not want this power going to the office of the president. This is a horrible precedent to set. It is grossly unconstitutional, and these decisions should be left at the state and local governments, where those individuals are directly responsible to the people that they govern. So, guys, I really appreciate y'all watching. Again, I'm really sorry for the political video. We won't be monetizing this because I'm sure it'll get shut down. So, and we won't have much more politics going on in the future, but I really wanted to get this out there because this is a big issue. So, thanks again for watching. Please like and subscribe to the channel. Whether you like politics, my politics, or not is really irrelevant. We do a lot of great farming stuff on here, and we just have a lot of fun on this channel. We do a lot of farms and tractor stuff, and so regardless of how you feel about the politics of it, this channel is generally a break from the politics, and we just enjoy posting videos about our farm and what's going on there. So check us out, subscribe to the channel, like the video, share this one around, because we do not want the office of the president to control our individual healthcare choices. We want to leave that with the individuals because we live in a free country, and we may not always agree with their decisions. That's not the argument here. The argument is we do not want the federal government to be in control. So thanks, guys. Really appreciate y'all watching.